starting over doesn't always mean you're falling behind. Now, with that said, today is day 26. Oh my god. And it's also actually the morning of the last day at work for me. So today will be my last official day at work. I actually prepared some tiramisu to bring in, and then I'll be unemployed. But that's a good thing. So I wanted to bring up this topic because it's something that I'm in right now. Like, why does starting over feel so difficult, especially when you're in your 20s or at all ages, really? So, for this topic, basically, I'm sorry also if I sound a bit stuffy. I'm like a bit sick right now. I slept with wet hair, and I know you're not meant to. I don't even know if it's correlated, but supposedly you're not meant to sleep with wet hair. But a lot of people have this certain, I guess, timeline. Like, life, there's no correct way to live your life, right? But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people have this timeline envisioned, this timeline that's been expected of them. So, as you know, again, like, you go to school, you go to university, you get a job, you meet someone, you get married, I don't know, by like 24 or something, you have children by 25, 26, and then you retire at 60 or 65. What is their retirement age? Even 65, I think. And yeah, like, that's what's expected of everyone. It's like, it's very structured. There's like, everything is already in place. So it's, of course, really scary for everyone. Like, in our 20s, a lot of us don't even know what we want to do. Like, a lot of us don't even know, like, what our passions are, what our hobbies are. And there's so many people that I know that, like, literally have been in relationships 7+ years. They break up and they get into another relationship. Or, like, they take time to heal themselves after that relationship. So it's like, this timeline forced onto us is almost like expecting, like, okay, everything is going to go according to plan. You will not break up with whichever partner you get with at 24. You will be married with them by this age. You will have children by this age. You will retire by this age. Like, it doesn't take any sort of creativity or any sort of, like, personal choices into, like, it doesn't matter. The system does not care about that. And that's why I'm going to say, like, even for myself now, I followed that system almost. But I'm deciding to leave my job. I'm deciding to leave my job and pursue something that I'm passionate about. I'm going to create my own system for my own life because I don't agree with the system that currently exists right now. And I feel like, again, a lot of people have this image that they're falling behind because you're not adhering to the system set in place by society. But again, just because it's something that's expected of you and whatnot doesn't always mean it's a good thing. It's not personalized to you either. So again, with change, I know it might be difficult when, like, you're doing something else and you have, let's say, no relationship. Let's say you haven't even finished your studies yet or anything, and you're venturing into this, your own, like, following your own passions, basically. But then you see all your peers and they already probably have a job, like a 9 to 5. They have a long-term relationship. They have saving up for a mortgage or something. But in this economy, again, like, it's insane trying to get one, especially here in Ireland. And you might feel like you're falling behind, but you're not. You're not. There's no correct way to live life. And more so, you're following your passions. You're following what you want to do. Like, maybe you don't know about them. Maybe they actually do enjoy that. Or maybe they don't, and they're just living under the expectations placed for them. Maybe they hate it, but they don't show it. Because, again, society doesn't really appreciate when someone tries to break out of the system. It's like, I've seen so many comments on, like, people's posts when they're being motivational, like motivational posts or law of assumption, law of attraction posts. It'll be like, this is what my unemployed friend sends me at 3 a.m. or something. And then it's like, get a job or stuff like that. Like, aren't they creating so much more value by providing that information of how to, I guess, like, shift your mindset, shift your identity, live a better life than working a 9 to 5, for me anyway, personally, in the corporate world, and just, I don't know, it was just a bunch of Excel, honestly, just a bunch of Excel, VAT returns, and I was in taxation a lot, so I didn't feel like I was like contributing at all. Like, I feel so much better making these videos because I actually feel like I'm contributing. And yes, I know by society this isn't the most conventional route, especially after studying like I should be now, working, climbing the corporate ladder. That is what is expected of me. That's what is expected of me from my parents. But I'm choosing to live my life now. I'm choosing to take on this risk. And it's so, I feel like also so difficult sometimes to take this risk of starting fresh, especially because in your mind you'll be thinking, oh my god, all the time I dedicated. Like, that's what I thought at the beginning. I was like, oh my god, all the time I dedicated into my studies. I did a master's, like, and I'm not going to do that. I'll still try to implement it, but I'm not going into that field anymore, into the corporate world. Or I'll be like, the amount of money I spend, the amount of time, oh my god, I might be too late now, I might be too old for this. You're not. You can always start, always just start. Because would you rather be on your deathbed and be like, oh my god, I'm so glad I tried all these things, I'm so glad I created these memories, these experiences, or like, oh, what would my life be like if I actually followed my passions? Like, I wish I wasn't stuck behind that desk for the 40 years of my life staring at a screen, you know? Like, with these type of ventures, especially the online ones, I feel like you get more flexibility, which is what I wanted anyways. So this is what I want to do. Of course, I'm not encouraging everyone like to leave your 9 to 5s. If you actually do find it meaningful, there are a lot of 9 to 5s that are very meaningful. Again, like I will state, like teachers, nurses, doctors, like those are actually very meaningful. They contribute a lot to society. But the majority of them, it's like, I don't know, for me also, it's just like, why am I helping make this money greedy corporation better, you know? And again, with this change in your life, with starting something new, there's always this period of uncertainty. There's always these thoughts of like leaving what you know, leaving what's familiar to you. Again, this familiarity is not always a good thing. There could be something that's like really comfortable for you, but it's not benefiting you at all. And it's like this stage of like deciding to leave what you know and venturing into the unknown is scary, because it's like, what happens if it doesn't work out? What happens if you make a fool of yourself almost to everyone and you like declare these things and then it doesn't fall true? But again, like, how would you know if it doesn't work out if you don't try? Like, and everything is a learning experience. Okay, like let's say your first idea doesn't for some reason. Pivot. Try again. You only ever fail when you truly give up. And again, I understand, like, for a lot of people, it's like, oh, I can't just follow my dreams. I have my bills to pay. I have my children to take care of. Okay, but like at least start preparing financially for that. Start saving more. Like, do you really need to go and eat dinner outside like every single day? You know, like for me, I'm someone who's trying to be quite frugal, so I wouldn't waste my money anyway, like on subscription services. Of course, if it helps you, do it. But like really do debate. Like, look at everything you're subscribed to. Look at what you spend, the amount of money you spend on food, clothing, outings. Like, do you need that? Especially if you're trying to escape this 9 to 5. Do look at your finances and rethink them and see if they're actually benefiting you or not. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, I don't have this, but then they have like €300 that's just going straight into subscriptions when you could be like investing that. And again, this is not for everyone. Again, some people are comfortable with the lifestyle they have, but this video specifically is for those who feel uncomfortable where they're at, where they're like, they know something needs to change, where you guys know something needs to change. And again, this uncertainty can be seen as something that, oh, it's something to fear, or it can be seen as a space for a new beginning. It can be seen as a space for you to grow. And with that said, I really hope all of you do venture out into the unknown almost. But it will be okay. So many other people have done it, and it will work out for you. It will work out for you. And that's also like a little message for myself, that it will work out. Just make sure to be consistent. Again, if you're trying something new, quantity leads to quality. And I also do want to talk a bit more about manifestation on this channel, because it is something I'm also really interested in. And it's really interesting how, for example, the observer effect, that experiment, that basically the electrons are all floating. There's no, they only become apparent like in a straight line, I think it is, if like someone observes it. Meaning all realities exist at once, but one reality is formed only when observed. So basically saying we create our own reality, to sum it up. I need to explain it better, but that's what I understand. It's like we create our own reality. Reality is only created when we observe it. Meaning you influence your 3D. So how you react to everything and how you perceive everything, that's something you can change internally. So again, like if you change your mind to look for opportunities, you will start seeing loads of opportunities. If you train your mind to look for only negative things or negative outcomes, or the fact that, I don't know, you couldn't open a door in the morning, or your yogurt went off or something, you'll only start looking for negative things. And I feel like it's very important that you start training your brain. And a little experiment actually I learned from the podcast from Mel Robbins is start training your brain to look for love hearts. So during the day, just randomly, start looking for love hearts. And that's the same way you can train your brain to look for opportunities. Because like, again, if you don't notice anything in your surroundings, but then you start training it, okay, look for love hearts, you'll start noticing so many love hearts. And the same works with opportunities. If you train your brain to look for opportunities, you'll start noticing so many opportunities in your life. And that's something for me, even like sometimes I'm watching videos and I'm like, oh my God, this is so interesting, I would love to try this. Or like I start watching them not just for entertainment purposes, but like for myself, like seeing the opportunities. Like I love the way they speak and they present themselves. Or like, oh my God, I love that editing style, I want to learn that. So it like has taken on a different lens for me. I don't just solely consume things, but now I almost kind of analyze them and try to use it in my own life. And I know I went on a little rant there, but I really hope this video did bring you some value. And again, uncertainty is not always a negative thing. It's just room and space for a new beginning. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Love you.